Bigfoot is my new book, Bigfoot Nation. And in fact, for Christmas, my brother gave me this emergency Bigfoot call right here. And just in case you need it, you can press one of these buttons and you get a Bigfoot howl or you get a Bigfoot snort. Or you get a roar. It's different from the howl. Or you get the Bigfoot groan. That's my favorite.
Ooh.
There you go. So you got to carry one of these with you when you go hunting for Bigfoot. That's what I figured.
Yeah, they don't have that on Google Translate yet, so that's probably handy.
Yeah, right. You can't translate Bigfoot yet.
You know, there's an interesting story in my book about a older Native American woman living up in the Hoopa Reservation, way up in Northern California near the Oregon border. And it's very rainy and wet and heavy forest there. And this woman said this big Bigfoot came up to her front door. She lived in a remote forested area. And that she stood there at her door just looking at Bigfoot. And she was an older lady and she wasn't afraid. And she tried to talk to him. And she asked him questions, tried to get him to talk. But he would not say anything, she said. He just sat there and just looked at her. But she wasn't afraid, she said. But he eventually just walked away. But without trying to communicate. That's what she said.
So when you say eventually, like what kind of time frame are we talking?
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of minutes, and it was at night. And she had like a little picket fence in front of her doorway. So they were maybe 10, 15 feet apart or something like that. But she was very friendly to the Bigfoot. And there are other stories like this too, particularly of older women who are widows or something, and they own usually it's typically an orchard. There's a story in Illinois of a woman who owns an apple orchard. There's a similar one in Georgia of a woman who owns a peach orchard. And they live by themselves, and Bigfoot comes and at that time of year takes apples and peaches from this orchard, and the woman would watch him do it. And so they developed a relationship. The Bigfoot wasn't afraid of the woman. She wasn't afraid of the Bigfoot. And the Bigfoot knew that the woman was watching him take apples from her orchard. And what happened then, according to the woman, and this has happened in several stories, the Bigfoot then began leaving her presents, some food, like a dead rabbit, rabbit and had been neck broken. And so the Bigfoot started leaving her presents in exchange for the apples or peaches that he was taking.
Bigfoots are not known for good present giving, are they? Dead rabbits.
You got to wonder what Bigfoot eats in the winter time in some of these places, like in Illinois or, up in northern Michigan where it's cold up there and it freezes over. You would think that Bigfoot hibernates a little bit like bears, kind of. And also I've been told by Bigfoot researchers that I've interviewed that Bigfoot sleeps in dens and caves, much like bears do. They make their own little dens, like on river banks or on steep gullies and stuff like that. That's what I'm told. Bigfoot does make these strange whistling sounds and chattering, kind of childlike, little chattering and whistling. People have heard that. Sort of like a child crying a little bit. Do you hear that noise?
Yeah, I think that's Eric's cat. It sounds like a Bigfoot.
It sounds like Bigfoot there, yeah.